what would you suggest to current Moors who are in the system or court system or in any type of legal activity? What would you suggest to them in order for them to become successful?
Well, like, I think that's a great question. Ultimately, like, what I'm hearing is, like, what could Moors do to improve their odds of success when dealing with some type of litigation, either for representing themselves or being represented by other people, or other individuals. I think my personal perspective is that, the study tools that are not being utilized properly, right? Like, so, and like the best study mechanism that you have is time. So like throughout the entire day, you have the opportunity to repetitiously reinforce what it is that you've learned, so that way you can retain it even more. So like the 3 R's, right? Or the IRRR, which is intentional repetition reinforces retention. So that is to say that, like, you read a chapter, like you're dealing with something, either consumer credit matter or traffic ticket or civil dispute or a landlord-tenant eviction or a foreclosure situation. For starters, understanding what the law actually says, like as far as the procedural aspects of like who can file complaints, whether or not the complaint is verified or unverified, whether or not the states actually enforce the verification process, is number one key and critical to your entire case. Once you can make once you can grasp and understand what it is that the procedure for the complaint actually is, now you can move forward with how to build and create your strategy. So like you have your information gathering, right, which is like understand the process, understand the rules, understand the complaint, understand what a counter complaint is, and then secondly, like, strategy, like creating a strategic response, like, and also number three, cross-referencing whether or not your information is valid. So like things that you have available to you are pro se assistance attorneys that are available at the vast majority of all court systems. If at least by my understanding and by my research, I've seen that there are more pro se assistant attorneys available in the majority of all court systems. So take advantage of those people, and like hear out the attorney's perspective on what it is that you could be applying as your course of remedy, right? So now, once you have that and you've done your several different cross references and you've ascertained whether or not what it is that you put together or what you're thinking of will be useful and beneficial to your case and your cause, now it's time to start actually preparing it, right? So you go forward with preparation of the document. Sometimes people are not familiar with how to do that, but I would suggest that you review whatever it is that's being sent to you and basically repeat it. So like if you see what's called the caption, which has the name of the court, the parties that are involved as a plaintiff or the defendant, and then the case number, like repeat all that information. Then when you get into like parts of the document such as certificate to service and pre-trial procedures like discovery or interrogatories, and these are quite like big words, they're legal words, but you should not be intimidated or afraid of these words, because once again, you have many hours throughout the day to go ahead and utilize for the sake of like reinforcing your studies and becoming more competent and capable of managing and handling your own affair. So above all else, like, don't waste your time, really use your time, really use your energy, and like have, even if you're just continuously thinking and regurgitating a conversation over and over again in your head, when you have an opportunity to speak with somebody else, like now is your opportunity to practice whether or not what you're learning and what you're using for your own strategy is actually to benefit of you or basically a waste of your fucking time. So with that being said, that's basically what I think Moors or non-Moors could be doing to improve their odds of success in these systems of jurisprudence, which aren't really jurisprudence, but more so court systems of procedure. So study the process. Peace. Love.